Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Happy Wednesday. Ain't no thumbnail, okay? I was like, look, I can either give them a show or I can try and do a thumbnail and cancel the show and go to bed. So I said, child, put a title in there and let it be, okay? It's been a long day, y'all. But I said, girl, come and talk to whoever is listening, and then that will be that. Because I mean, there are topics to get into, and will I probably do a thumbnail later on? Yes. For right now, ain't no thumbnail. Okay, right now, all y'all got is me. Okay, all I had the energy to do was to put on a shirt, grab some water, and come and do a show. Okay, I could not think about the colors of the theme. I couldn't do any of that stuff. So I said, girl, just go and have a good time. Okay, but y'all know, please, first things first, make sure to do a couple of things for me. Okay, like the video. Okay, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Okay, share the video as well. You can also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. Okay, I have not been live since Saturday. Okay, but we had a good old conversation on Saturday. So go watch that live if you have not already. And y'all know it's always other videos up on the channel. So go watch those. I did a premiere video this morning for the Netflix documentary called Maternal Instinct on Netflix. Okay, child, that bitch crazy. Okay, Taylor Parker, psychopath. Okay, her boyfriend Wade was a bit dumb daddy. Okay, but if you have not already done so, go check out my recap of the documentary. It was really good. Okay. Look, we got some Jay-Z stuff, some little backlash. Nicki Minaj wants some forgiveness, and we don't care that much. Okay, Nene out here with some desperation on the horizon. Okay, it's a Diddy news. Okay, Chris Brown, you Megan Thee Stallion, Joseline Hernandez, Ray J, Lil Nas X, and more. Okay, now, I mean, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Child. I was so comfortable on my couch in silence, having weird thoughts about apes speaking Spanish in Spain. Just the most randomest of thoughts. But here we are together. Okay, I appreciate appreciate y'all being here. I have not gotten to watch Eve's um it's called her Tiny Dash yet. I was, yeah, it's been busy. Okay. I had tons of meetings. We're building a new system at work. It was a whole bunch. When you're building a new billing system, bitch, leave me out of it next time, but I can't. So yeah, I have not got to watch it. I seen clips, but it's Eve. I'm not surprised at all. Okay. I am around here because as I was laying on my couch relaxing, and I was like, it's like 8:15. My live is at 9:10. I don't want to do it. I want to quit. I want to rest. I don't feel like I'm gonna quit YouTube. I am tired of YouTube. I want to go to bed. I want a Snickers. Okay. I maybe want some pickle juice or a little pickle. Okay. I don't know. I want maybe a Slim Jim. Okay. I want some baby carrots or whatever. I just was like, I am too tired to do a live. But I said, but you can't cancel again because they canceled yesterday. So here we are today. But I am tired, but I'm gonna give y'all a show. And y'all know my rule. If I'm tired, I can't do thumbnails because that makes me more tired and the show's canceled. Okay. But we together. Okay. And ain't no thumbnail. And even when it ain't no thumbnail, it's just this. You know what I'm saying? If you see a thumbnail like this with a title, I'm coming. Okay. If you see this thumbnail and no title at all, I'm probably cancel. Okay. This is my stand in. I'm coming to talk to y'all, but I don't have the energy to pick out the people's outfits. But I'm on the way. Okay. I still put in a title of what it was. And so here we are. Because I'd be like, girl, I'm shocked too. I was like, just cancel it. Just cancel it. Girl, just cancel. They won't even notice. If you cancel it real quiet, like maybe they won't notice. But they will, okay. But again, hello to y'all. I'm gonna get this train child. Look, I said I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't. What am I gonna do, Jesus? What's gonna happen? I don't know. But y'all make sure you like and comment all that good stuff, as we always say, okay? But we here, okay? Now I'm off work Friday, but I have an event that evening. So Friday afternoon, sometime before 5 p.m., I might pop on a live and say Happy Juneteenth and whatnot, but I can't guarantee, okay? And I'm gonna probably um do a live Saturday. I'm gonna probably do a live Saturday, because I probably won't be live on Monday. Okay. But again, hey to y'all. How y'all doing? Okay, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Okay, how y'all doing? Um, yeah, the maternal instincts documentary on Netflix was crazy. Okay, but I do a full recap of it, so go watch it around there. I gave all my thoughts and concerns with that crazy that crazy bitch down there, because that's what it was. Okay, yeah, look, a good pickle juice. You know what I'm saying? Good thing right there. Little Sim Jim. I might. It's tomorrow Thursday. I might do some. If I can open my liquor bottle, if I can open my liquor bottle, I will probably do me some 1800 and some lemonade. The last time I tried to open the bottle, I couldn't open it. It was so weird. So I put it back in the refrigerator. Okay, but yeah, you made it. Welcome. Because I almost canceled. Okay, hey him, how you doing? And whatever. But look, let's get to the stuff. Because look, when I tell, I want to be done. It's 9:26. Okay, it's 9:26. I want to be done in an hour. Let's see if we can be done in an hour. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. but let's try and do it, okay? But we here. Okay. Now I was saving stuff and saving stuff and saving stuff. What happened to Freaky Fridays? Child life. And for me, I feel like when we have freaky conversations or whatever, it just happens organically. I don't like planning. It's like you can't plan sex. Sex just has to happen. You know what I'm saying? You have to show up one day and then out the blue, you're naked. You're like, well, how the fuck did I get naked? I guess it just happened. Okay. So for me, for me, each time we have some kind of freaky, any kind of freaky conversation, any kind of freaky whatever, it comes out the blue. We be talking about something real random. Okay. We could be discussing polar bears in Zimbabwe who need to be adopted by a gorilla. In some kind of way, the way my brain works, the gorilla is probably fucking somebody in Zimbabwe, and then we have a whole Freaky Friday conversation. So I don't know, but for me, the Freaky Friday, it just has to happen, or we gotta just wake up one day and we naked. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like and I think somebody was like, Jaylee always making stuff sexual. Well, and do and did y'all be liking it. And it's not that I make things sexual, but stuff just it be connected. It be connected. And cause sometimes I can't say certain things. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Well, Friday, could we possibly have a Freaky Friday conversation? I mean, maybe. Hell, we might have one today. I don't know. Let's look at my topic. Okay, I know it's a lot of different things. That's on here. I can't guarantee I may not pop in and say, "Hey, y'all, the penis and the vagina go good together." I don't know. Not at all. Anyway, I'm tired. And after this, I'm going to bed. Anyway, where I want to start at? Okay, I was saving stuff. It's some celebrity news. Okay, around here, it's some random things around here. But let's get with the craziness. Well, let's just start with a minute. Now, first of all, when I kept seeing a story about a woman fell to her death because she went bungee jumping and they did not attach the bungee, and so she never popped back up. She just fell. I said, bitch, hold on. First of all, I don't think anybody should go to Brazil or anywhere out the country to bungee jump. You look, I don't skydiving, bungee jumping. I don't get all this extreme stuff. I want to live. Okay, I want to live. And I feel like whoever said, hey, let us attach a rope to your legs, and then we want you to jump off, or we'll push you off, or we'll throw you off a ledge, and we'll watch your body bounce. I don't know who said, yeah, that's an amazing idea. That sounds so fun. I don't know what crackhead had this thought. And then somebody said, I want to do it too. But y'all all don't. I would never. Okay. So 6 men have been arrested after 21-year-old Brazilian woman fall to her death because the workers forgot to attach the safety cord. Now, first of all, I feel like in bungee jump, it's probably one or two rules. Okay. Attach the cord. Make sure the cord is attached. Those are the only two jobs, for someone to attach it and for someone else to make sure it's attached. Okay. I don't, and when I kept seeing this, I was like, so did no one notice nothing was attached to her? No one? And then when they said, well, bitch, where the cord at? And I said, bitch, it's not attached. A piece of 1 and 2 should really be, hey, more than one person should make sure the cord is attached. Now, there was one video that showed, like, it don't show her die, okay? But she damn sure, she did not live, okay? She did. And it's not, and I know my voice sometimes sounds funny. It does not mean to be funny. But I just can't comprehend if your only job is to attach a cord and toss. If you're the tosser, I would still ask the cord adjuster, hey, did you adjust the cord? I would add that before I toss someone over the edge. Okay, I would say, hey, is the cord really tight on me? I don't know. Don't know. Now, 21-year-old Maria dead. Okay, died in. I mean, technically, because they threw her off. But I'm like, why didn't she say, hey, did anyone attach it to my feet? Because I'm like, even I would say, hey, if I'm jumping out of plane, hey, is this the parachute? I'm gonna ask if whatever's supposed to save my life, is it attached? Is it tight enough? Okay, if I can dang on my feet, something ain't right. So I also feel like her not making sure that, hey, something's because you want to jump, right? You want to bounce back, right? I'm like, why didn't she realize, hey, no one ever attached anything to me, and they just picked me up and threw. Well, she died, so she couldn't ask no questions. But it's crazy. Okay, so again, the 21-year-old Maria, I'm not Rodriguez. Okay, Rodriguez de Fuentes, whatever her name is, was killed during the bungee jumping activity at Skeleton Bridge. Why would I want to jump at a skeleton bridge? The only way someone can see your skeleton is if you're dead. I don't want to jump nowhere where dead people is the namesake, okay? Reports that all 6 people who was working around there was detained and they arrested. 3 of them have been formally charged. 3 of them have been formally investigated for homicide with implied malice, a charge used when someone is believed to have knowingly. They knew. 2 suspects reportedly attempted to flee through a wooded area before being captured with the assistance of the police helicopter. Maria was a physical education and sports management student. Had reportedly shared more social media posts before the jump. How happy she was. Okay, her fiance was there, rushed to the scene. Okay, but again, she did. So I don't know if you like these life defining, life threatening things, this adrenaline rush stuff. Don't do it. Or at least if you want to do it, you need to be aware what's required. Okay. Hey, I want to wrestle with alligators, but I know I need a wrestler suit. Okay, cool. Hey, I want to swim with sharks in a tank. I need a tank. Hey, I want a bungee jump. Bitch, get the bungee. Get the bungee. And then, truthfully, in my opinion, okay, let me take myself off the screen. I do it. I be forgetting sometimes. I feel like if you look at the cord, that cord don't even look like a bungee. Okay, that looks like twine. Okay, it looks like a little loose rope. Okay, this rope right here does not look bungee friendly. So not only to my knowledge, not only does she not have a bungee cord to her, there's no bungee cord or safety cord. There's nothing attached to her. Where's the bungee cord? Where is it? Is it present with us in the room? Is it here? Is it nowhere? I don't think it is. Because I'm like, that rope on the floor look like the rope you use to hang your clothes. When you know back in the day, your grandmama, in the backyard had a clothes hanging rope, and you would hang the wet clothes on the little rope on the tree. This is clothes hanging rope. Okay, that ain't life saving rope. Okay, and until someone let us know, hey, bitch, that's the wrong kind of rope. You shouldn't be jumping off of that. But may she rest in peace. Okay, you know. A video showed a suspect who broke into a Sterling Heights store. It's here in Michigan. Sterling Heights is one of the cities outside of Detroit. But fool broke into the store. Okay, this was at 14 Mile a Mile at the Frank's Chicken and Deli. Okay, he broke in and stole all the lottery tickets. Now I'm like, sir, why would you have a bag? Okay, why would you not prepared? I just feel like when I go grocery shopping and I know I'm gonna have some stuff to carry in the house, I have bags in my car just in case, just in case. So I don't know why he thought, hey, let me. And I wonder if people know those lottery tickets are tracked. So if you stole the whole roll of tickets, even if one of them is a winner, bitch, they gonna catch you when you go and try to turn it in. So I don't be advocating for people to commit crimes. Okay. However, all of my brother commented, "Hey brother, that's my brother. My brother." He said it's hard times out here and people aren't thinking as a result. Dude snatched all the stamped and coded tickets, but didn't even want to attempt to break open the register or say, "Hey, get the monies. Get the monies." Okay. Get them, or at least take the bottles of liquor and sell those on the street. Okay, if they have good liquor in there, okay, it's about to be holiday time. If you steal 30 good bottles of liquor that usually costs, let's say $30, 40 bucks, okay, you selling $40 liquor for $20. Let's say $20, and let's say you steal 30 bottles, okay, that's $600. That's cold hard cash. But you up there stealing the lottery tickets, that's gonna get you caught because the winning ticket that you gotta cash in will get you tracked. So again, stupid is a cheap thing to afford. Okay. And then I'm like, you didn't even have a mask on. Okay. And I'm like, is that a visor? The Gibbs jersey? Not they didn't catch the man so far. They did not. However, you're on video. Someone knows who you are. And this is a good enough angle for someone to know, man, look at Jeffrey. That is Jeffrey Atkins, okay, who stay in Sterling Heights, okay. He worked at the Piggly Wiggly. you know, you are not even covered up enough to hide your identity. Because someone probably bought you that damn jersey shirt, okay? But again, I hope it get caught. Because look, I'm just saying, y'all, I get people need money. I get it. But you have to also try to be smart and not stupid. And next time, bring a bag with you to carry that shit in. I'm just saying, okay? What would you do? Okay. Do people feel like, hey, you owe me something and you can't go out and have fun without my permission? Okay. A woman went and confronted her hairstylist after she caught her out to eat because the girl canceled her appointment for a family emergency. And just listen.
And I see my hairstylist call, right? But she canceled my appointment and refused to give me back my deposit. So she in one of these stores. So we about to find her. Like, where is she? Because this is crazy. How you cancel my appointment? Don't want to give me back my deposit as a refund. Talking about I can reschedule. But you outside. I thought you had a family emergency. Oh, there she go. Hi. So you canceled my hair appointment because of a family emergency, but you outside eating.
This is the emergency.
You outside for happy hour.
This is the emergency.
What's the emergency?
Right here, the family. We having a meeting that you interrupted.
All right, so since you canceled my hair appointment, can I just get my deposit back?
No, on the website it says any emergencies and cancellations on my behalf, you have 30 days to rebook, but no deposit required.
No, if I cancel, you inconvenience me. But you're outside drinking, having fun.
Yeah, I'm pay for it.
Having fun.
I'm just gonna give it back to her, man.
Yeah.
It make no sense.
First of all, don't walk up on me in the public area. Because if you do walk up on me in a public area, I'm going to think you want to fight me. And now we got to fight. And now I'm in defense mode, okay? Now, look, I'm just saying, don't walk up on me, question me, bitch, okay?
Yeah, let me give it to her.
That's crazy. Like, you really, that's really crazy.
You interrupted my food. Would you like a shrimp? Because your deposit was really $15. So you know.
My deposit wasn't no $15. No, it wasn't. It was $50. 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 But you have the nerve to cancel and be outside eating and drinking. But I got to get my hair done today. I had something to do today. I could do it today. I could do it today. I needed my hair done today. But you outside eating, chilling. Yeah, look how God works. Look how God works. Family emergency. This don't look like no family emergency.
It is.
Where's the waiter?
What you gonna do?
Where's the waiter?
Mm-hmm.
Why she want the waiter?
They not like. Excuse me. Hey. So can I get some chicken enchiladas and a shot of Don Julio on that tab over there? Over there? On that tab with the girl in the orange. Put it on her tab. Nah, put it on her tab. Put it on her tab. Put it on her tab. Put it on.
Y'all, look, this how folks get shot. Okay? This how folk get shot. This how fights happen. This how the restaurant gets torn up because, first of all, you saw my car outside a restaurant. I'm not stopping and going in a restaurant because I see my stylist car at a bitch. I don't care. I don't care enough. If I see that you cancel my appointment on some bullshit, I just know to not work with you no more. I'm good on you, bitch. If my thing, what if grandmama died? They all sad and they came out to eat. Okay, what if Mima had to have surgery, but it's gonna take about 6 hours? Hey, let's run and get some food real fast while we wait for grandma. I don't know what it is, but I'm not running up on anybody over $50 for one, because I can address that with you directly the next time I see you in your professional location. Okay, I'm not running up on you and 3 other people. I'm not going to the waitress asking for free food, from you. I'm not doing any of that. Now, could the girl have gave her back the $50? She absolutely could have. But if her policy is, if I cancel on you, I'm not gonna charge you nothing more. You can just reschedule with me, and I don't require another deposit. It's just it's team too much.
On her tab. It's all right. It come out and I see.
And I'm like, bitch, how you doing my car? And yeah, she was doing too much. And I think that's what aggravated me. Again, to me, they both handled it wrong. The stylist could have said, hey, take back your $50. And matter of fact, don't book me no more. Okay? Or the client could have said, hey, you know what? Because you're on some bullshit, I refuse to book with you again. Keep the 50 bitch because I'm done. But walking up on someone in a restaurant and they are with other people and you come in all aggressive I'm not doing any of that. I'm not. I get y'all know my rule. I'm not fussing with nobody or with nothing. And I would prefer to never give you any money. Now, again, $50, I do want my money back. I do. Or I will go to my next appointment and say, because you inconvenienced me last time, I'm paying you half because you completely inconvenienced me. It really wasn't a family emergency per you at the restaurant with your family having dinner, laughing, joking, or whatever. So yeah, bitch, leave me be. Do my hair for half the price, and we never have to talk to each other again. But I'm not walking up and confronting anybody because you want to know why? I don't want to get shot, and I don't want to shoot nobody. Okay, but the food do look good, you know. Owning the business and being professional is something that people don't seem to connect. Yeah, and I've seen that in other posts on social media where the client feels some kind of way, the stylist feels some kind of way, and the two does not compute. And to me, sometimes neither person knows how to handle it professionally. Again, if it, but I refuse. I was here in Detroit, because I think now we are trying to, boycott the Asian salons. So I'm trying to find a nail salon that's black owned. And when I keep seeing people's page or their location or whatever, and then say require, once I see require a deposit, I'm moving on. I don't want to go to any professional that requires me to give them a deposit to get an appointment. I don't want to do that. And I think a part of the reason why some people business doesn't go well because you have all these requirements and it's like for what? So the fact that she required a deposit to me already means it's a little bit of bullshit. Just a little bit. Now I get if you feel like, hey, I keep having people cancel on me and they don't come in. If someone cancels on you, that customer should owe you a deposit for any other visit. If you have someone who wants to book with you and the day of their appointment, they cancel, they reschedule, you can then say, okay, because the first if you cancel in less than 24 hours with me, going forward, you are required to give me deposit for your appointment time. I think that makes sense. But for the general rule to be anybody who wants any service from me has to pay this $25, $50, whatever deposit, I'm not even gonna book with you at all. They go for hair, makeup, or whatever. I'm not gonna do it. And if the stylist cancels on you, check their rules. If the stylist say, "Hey, if I have some kind of emergency, I have to cancel the day of," I keep your deposit. You can reschedule, and I won't require a deposit. I don't care that much or whatever. Yes, it's inconvenience, absolutely. Um, but you can't say if I cancel on you, I keep your deposit and your next appointment requires another deposit. Nah, bitch. Nah, bitch. Okay. And I'm lucky enough where I have never had an issue with my side. Monique is so great. I've been going her since high school. We're the same age. So she don't require a deposit. Now she does have cancellation fees if you cancel, or whatever. She does have that, but there is no, hey, you have to pay this upfront. But I'm not paying you shit upfront because how do I know you're gonna f me over? Okay, so y'all don't be chasing folk down for the bullshit. Okay, also, I don't know what child this was here. This was in Birmingham.
Total chaos. That's how neighbors in Birmingham are describing this pool party over the weekend. People who live on and near Westchester Way say someone rented out their pool, but then it got out of control. The noise, and they say cars were parked in driveways, women twerking on top of cars,
Why is her ass out?
people driving on lawns, property damage, people openly intoxicated. And one neighbor says they even witnessed two women engaging in a sexual act. Several neighbors are upset with the police response, but we're told the homeowner and the host were ticketed and at least one arrest was made.
I also want to make a point with this. It's a boosty party. um, I get people want to rent out their spaces for extra money. I get other people want to rent spaces to have parties. I feel like In this day and age, be it a bunch of, black people twerking, if it's white people dirt biking or whatever, there are different people who can rent spaces and cause a disturbance. I feel like no one should be able to rent out their home in a residential area for parties. Okay. No one should be able to rent out, it should be illegal everywhere in America to rent out your house, rent out your pool, rent out whatever in a residential area. Because if this is our neighborhood, I know you, Miss Jones. I know you, Mr. Allen. So if you have your own event, your own barbecue, a graduation or whatever party you're having, I know that's your family, your friends. That's what it is. So that's fine. But when you rent out a house, a pool, or whatever in a residential area to basically strangers, this kind of shit can happen, and not just with black people. Again, anybody. Because why?
Going to be a sitting meeting tonight. These short-term rentals are on the agenda, and this incident is going to be spoken about. I know.
She out there just ass twerking. All them cars, all the congestion, all the noise.
Total chaos. That's how neighbors in Birmingham are describing this.
And again, this to me, this has nothing to do. Well, I think that because Birmingham is a kind of white neighborhood or whatever, I do think the Caucasians did not like to send all the black people out there twerking or whatever. I think that's a part of it. But my point is, this can happen anywhere, and this should not happen because no one should be allowed to rent out their house in a residential neighborhood. Okay, at all.
Pool party over the weekend. People who live on and near Westchester Way say someone rented out their pool, but then it got out of control. The noise, and they say cars were parked in driveways.
I don't even look, when we have regular family events, I'm like, don't come parking in my mama's driveway. That's for us. Auntie so and so, but you know what I'm saying? In residential areas, those are like family homes. We live around here. So if you have a pool and because people will buy a house wherever and then rent it out. And then you are, a person who lives on that block, and you have to deal with these strangers come around here because they rented it out. And then lo and behold, it's noise, liquor bottles, weed smoke, crack cocaine, meth. I don't know, because the Caucasians be on the meth. But I just feel like to solve this problem, you should not be able to rent out your residential home to anybody. The most you should be able, if you do rent out your home, it should be a limit to, hey, if it's a house, only 4 occupants can come rent it out for the weekend. Only 4. Okay, it should be rude. No one should be renting a residential neighborhood's house for a fucking pool party. Okay, go to a hotel. Go rent you a hotel room, have a hotel party, and that's it. Okay, because I be like, bitch, I'm police. Police is what I'm calling. I saw this on TikTok like maybe 2 days ago. A daddy, okay, is in the gas station restroom with his 2 daughters. And the bald white man then called the police because he's upset that a man is in the women's restroom. However, asshole, the man is in the women's, he was in an empty women's restroom with his 2 young daughters. Because why would a man take his 2 young daughters in the man's room?
In the doorway of the ladies' bathroom. Okay? My wife, there is a man with his 2 little girls using the women's bathroom.
Wash your hands, lady.
He is.
And the girls are scared because the crazy bald white man is yelling.
He's washing his hands with his daughters right now. He is leaving it.
All right, baby.
She is waiting to use the restroom with her mother, who is very ill
Wash your hands.
and who is on oxygen.
It's okay.
If your white mama is sick and on oxygen, get that bitch to the house. Okay? If your white mama is sick and need to use the restroom, cool. However, anybody who see a father with two young daughters should know. To me, I have seen men go into restrooms with their daughters. I have seen men but they're usually empty or whatever and whatnot, and they'll usually be standing at the door just to watch their daughter because you don't want to take a men's. Now look, I've been in the men's restroom once or twice, child. However, you would not want your daughters who are that age to be they dicks be out. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying you would not want your young daughters in a men's restroom. If you go to the bathroom and you see it's an empty women's restroom, you go in. That's what you're supposed to do. If I saw a father take his daughters into the men's restroom, that would creep me out. It would fully creep me out.
Some men are just immature.
And he's refusing.
And the daughter crying because she's scared.
He's taking his sweet time.
I have two girls washing their hands.
You let this lady, this woman is a mother. She's a woman.
Bitch, I don't have to let the old white woman who work here handle my daughters. The fuck do you mean? Okay, weirdo, this mind your business. Okay, had baby girl this weekend. You take them into the women's restroom. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm like, this little ass, and I think I was more upset because I saw that the daughters were like crying.
You can bring your daughters in here. She's the manager of the QT.
I'm their
You
dad.
can ask her. I understand. If you don't have any business, bring her into the women's bathroom.
They're girls. They go to the women's bathroom.
As soon as he leaves the women's bathroom, I will. I'm standing in the doorway.
Now that's the worker who was like, nigga, what the fuck are you? Not nigga. Caucasianite man, what are you talking about?
He's taking his whole sweet time. Hey, sweetheart. This is ridiculous, man.
Come on, white woman. Close that door on that white man and say, sir, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I am so sorry. It's okay. Some men are just immature.
Now, them girls look like they're maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. Why would anyone say take them to the men's room? And most times, if you are a woman and you go into the woman's restroom, and if you do see a man in there with two young girls, you assume those are daughters. I gonna pee. I don't care. I'm not gonna care. And if your grown ass wife said, hey, yeah, there's a guy in there with his daughters, I don't know why she didn't say, honey, no, just wait. He's wait.
You got your hands? All right, come on. Come on here.
Gray shirt. You can video me, okay? And you got
Don't
a
put your
shirt
hands
on?
on me.
Yeah, well.
Now that must be either the old ass wife or the old ass grandmama. I don't know. But again, the time you took to call 911, the police, to fuss with this man on the phone, get the wheelchair lady to the bathroom. Hopefully she don't pee on herself.
Stop videoing me.
Yeah, he just put his hands on me.
I touched you. I brushed you on the shirt.
That's still touching.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
She like, what the fuck is going on? I gotta pee. I just want to pee.
That's ridiculous.
I got it on video.
He's a white man. He's about 5'10".
Tell him to get here soon.
I know. She's trying to get into the women's bathroom, and she can't.
Now that must be the wife, and that's the wife's mama. I blame both of y'all. I blame both of y'all for allowing him to make this an issue.
He's out now. He's standing
this
here
guy making a big deal about me taking my little girls
justifying what he's doing
to the women's restroom. Because he wants me to take them to the men's restroom.
I'm just standing here.
Probably a weirdo that wants to see them in there. Are they coming down here? Do I need to stay down here?
Or? On the way, yes.
Do I need to speak to them?
No, you can come and talk. Come right here.
So cuffed off after this point, and I think I saw a guy on TikTok. He said the police did end up showing up. And even they were like, you handled it great. You were supposed to, go where you went. It should not have been an issue, whatever. No one was arrested or whatever. But I'm like, first, why would you want him to take your daughter to the men's room? To me, that's creepy. I don't, they were on the road. The dad said how he gets his daughter for like 45 days during the summer. So they're always together. They were on a road trip and stopped at the little pit stop place to go to the bathroom. And because they were, we not in our town or whatever, my two daughters had to go to the bathroom. I took them into the women's room because it was empty. I took them in there to use the bathroom. And they were washing our hands. Here come goddamn Jimbo Bob being a goddamn crazy person. I would sue that man for anguish and distress that my daughters face around here with your crazy ass. But again, some people don't even get it. Sometimes mind your fucking business. No one is supposed to take little girls to the men's room. The only way you can do that is if the women's room is out of service or whatever reason, and the girls have to pee bad. You don't want them to have accident. Then I've seen, my ex who had a daughter. Well, he has a daughter. Would take his daughter to the men's room only if there was like no other option. He would call out, maybe like, man, it's some bullshit. I had to take them to the. I'm like, I know, but you, I just hate weird people. Wingstop, what y'all doing?
5 exclusive. A woman from Northern Virginia found a racial slur written on her order from a local Wingstop.
And tonight, she is speaking only without Shamari Stone, who is in Lorton with that story.
Well, tonight, this woman tells me that she is really upset. She came here to this Wingstop and bought a 10-piece lemon pepper, Louisiana rub, fries, and fried corn for her
not getting her order down right
7-year-old grandson. They were shocked to see the racial slurs. Take a look. This photo shows the order stickers Nita Sutherland receives after paying at Wingstop on Lord and Market Street in Fairfax County last Friday. We blurred the offensive racial slur. It's supposed to show her name. And take a look at the food making progress screen.
Now, the lady name was Nita, Nita. Okay, Nita. And I'm like, I wanted them to show how it was spelled. And for some reason, I wondered, I'm like, did they write N-I? Because this is the thing. Did they write Nigger? That's a racial slur. If your name was whatever, and if anybody put in Nigger, that's an absolute racial slur. Side note, if your name was Nita, Nita, and if they spelled it Niga, that's a misprint. Okay, so I'm like, I need to know how was it spelled. Okay, if it was Niga, misprint, typo. Okay, if it was Nigga, that's a racial slur. Okay, if it's Nigger, But I'm like, was it 2 G's? Well, the 2 G's and the E and the R, like, how was it spelled?
The same racial slur. She tells the manager, says the manager did not apologize, and tries to remove the stickers off her bags. Shocked over what just happened, Nita didn't let her take them away. You're now going to exclusively hear from Nita. When you placed the order at the Wingstop, you spelled your name. What did you tell the employee?
I told her my name was Nita, N-I-T-A. I repeated it again, N-I-T-A, Nita.
And what was your reaction when you saw the racial slur?
I was upset. I was pissed off. I just called for the manager because I felt like she can go in and take it off the screen at least. And she didn't. She went back and she was like, oh, she didn't mean anything by it. And she went back and started back frying the chicken.
Frying the chicken back there?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Instead of apologizing to you?
Did not apologize.
I need to know how many G's was used. Okay. How many G's?
How does that make you feel as a black woman to see something like that?
It's awful.
We reached out to Wingstop's corporate office, and today a spokesperson said in a written statement saying in part, quote, discrimination and hateful behavior are completely inconsistent with the values of the Wingstop brand and have no place in our restaurants. Upon learning of this situation, the independent operator of this franchise location informed us that it promptly investigated the incident and based on its findings, subsequently terminated the employee.
I'm glad they're fired because they shouldn't have put it on the screen. It's more they could have did. They didn't try to help us. They were dismissive. So, and they need to understand racial profiling and racism is not accepted.
And tonight, the Wingstop spokesperson tells us that employees here will have to undergo sensitivity training. Meanwhile, we tried to find the employee who was fired. We were unable to do so. I'm Shamari.
Because I'm gone. Again, yeah, T and G are so close. Hell, they're close on the goddamn keyboard. And T sound like G. Okay, so I just wonder, how was it spelled? If it was N-I-G-A, that ain't a racial slur, in my opinion. If it had 2 G's, that because no one's name was nigga. Ain't nobody named nigga around here. Okay, so unless they use 2 G's or 2 G's in the ER, it wasn't a racial slur. It could have been a misprint, but I don't know. But they shouldn't have to blur it. Like, show me what was said. Just show me. I want to know. But anyway, girl, weird. Black, white, what happens? Okay, the white couple gave birth with a white woman and her husband who gave birth to the black child following an embryo mix-up. Will raise the baby as their own.
Tiffany Score and Stephen Mills welcomed a baby daughter, Shay, who is not genetically related to them after an embryo mix-up at an Orlando fertility clinic. The couple said they felt a moral obligation to locate the baby's biological parents, and now court records say the grown-ups have reached a mutually devised custody agreement. Tiffany and Stephen will be Shay's custodial parents and raise Shay as their own. But they say they intend to continue to foster a relationship of friendship and trust with Shay's genetic parents, whose identity will remain secret. Tiffany and Stephen are suing the fertility clinic. They have found a different place to store their remaining embryo. The clinic said in a statement in January, we will continue to assist in any way that we can, regardless of the outcome of the investigation.
Now, first of all, I feel like two separate families looking to, have a baby. Okay. And the embryo placed inside you wasn't yours. Okay. It wasn't yours. It was Jack and Jill. Okay. To me, if I'm Jack and Jill and I know our embryo was placed in someone else, that's my baby. I'm sorry that you had the 9 months of bonding with the baby, but you knew at birth that wasn't your child. If I'm the mama and I'm the daddy, it is with my egg and his sperm. I could not say, yes, y'all can raise our baby and we'll come visit. I would not be able to do that. A part of me feel like the Jack and Jill, because we don't know their names, Jack and Jill, are they either not together? What was the reason they then did not want the baby? Even if you said, hey, we're gonna be cool, we're gonna hang out, you know, we'll see you here and there. You know, we don't need to cuss the agreement because that's my sperm and his egg, that's our baby. Thanks for being a surrogate. We're gonna both sue the IVF lab for this mix up. But you are not about to raise my baby just because you birthed my baby. The baby Shay was born in December. So the baby is was born in December 25. So the baby is only 6 months. You know. And my thing is when it said the couple welcomed her in December 25 and later learned through testing that she was not. What you mean through testing? What you mean through testing? Look, I am not a doctor. Okay. However, I need everyone we can look at that baby and know it ain't theirs. Okay, that ain't their baby. So my thing is, no, you did not need. I mean, you did it one, but to say y'all later learned through testing, y'all knew she wasn't yours, but how she looked. Because I don't care how much you want to mix shit together. 2 Caucasian people does not make a black baby. Okay? 2 Caucasian people does not make a melanated child. Ever. It doesn't happen. Okay? So again, the baby not mine, not yours, not mine. Okay? They suing the center. Okay? And then I guess it was someone else's embryo or whatever. And I'm like, now the bio parents want to remain anonymous due to privacy. It's probably because we don't want that baby. Now we're gonna have a positive. No. I need to know why Jack and Jill don't want that baby now. I'm pretty sure y'all gonna have some money from suing the damn lab for the whole mix up. No, no. She has the right to be upset. She has the right to be very angry. She has the right to feel robbed. She has the right to want visitation. But she don't have a right to feel as if that's my child. And that's not her fault. It ain't her fault or the birth parents' fault. It's the lab's fault. So the only right she has, because no one knew this was going on. No one at all. Neither parent wanted this situation to happen. So is it unfortunate if I put my eggs in a basket with some sperm, okay, and this was me in the situation, the only way I would say I'm going to keep the baby is if the bio parents don't want the baby. I would be like, my first notion would be, this is your child. I'm willing to do whatever you want to do. Do I want to keep the baby? Yes. I birthed her. However, you are her birth parents. And it's your decision on what you want to do. If you want to gift us this baby because for some reason our shit didn't work and yours did in my body, and you want to give that to me, I would absolutely thank you. But I would never feel the fact that, because she carried the baby for 9 months, she has a right to the baby. She doesn't. And that sounds harsh. But it's not her fault. It's not her or the husband's fault. It's also not, the birth parents' fault. Jack and Jill, because we don't know their names. This is all the fault of the clinic that switched the shit up. Period. And it's very unfortunate because, again, as the daughter grows up and she has to find out, I was born through IVF. My birth parents is Jack and Jill. My parents who raised me is Bill and Hillary. I'm making them names because I don't know. And then the question would be, as I'm older, why didn't Jack and Jill want to keep me? Once y'all knew I was y'all's baby, why didn't y'all say, hey, no, we want to raise a child? Mom, Dad, Jack and Jill, what made you leave my melanated self with the Caucasian people? Because can't she braid hair? Do they know what kind of shampoo they're going to need in it? Do they have the good lotions? I really want, and to me, the reason the birth parent probably wants to stay anonymous is because people are probably wondering, why did y'all not want to keep the baby? Just wondering. White people, thank you for doing stuff. White people. Judge now Chud the Builder, who was, he's a racist person or whatever. He was charged with attempted murder because he popped somebody and then also popped himself out here being dumb. Okay. At one point he had a little bond. At 1.25 mil went down to 1 mil bond or whatever. He got out. He had to wear a GPS monitor or whatever. But the judge said, hold up, white man.
Now, the controversial online streamer known as Chud the Builder is making an appearance in a Nashville courtroom. Dalton Etherly faces 3 misdemeanor charges.
He looks like a murderer. People who have all that facial hair and the floydness of the hair and then the turned up beard, I just always feel like you're hiding your identity because you murdered somebody. That's just my thought.
Happening now, the controversial online streamer known as Chud the Builder is making an appearance in a Nashville courtroom. Dalton Etherly faces 3 misdemeanor charges stemming from a May incident at Bob's Steak and Chop House inside the Omni Hotel. Investigators say Etherly live streamed inside the restaurant after staff asked him not to, then refused to pay. Etherly also faces separate felony charges in Montgomery County for a shooting investigation. During Etherly's court appearance, one investigator on the stand recalled the shooting.
Shots are shown to be fired prior to them hitting the ground.
Shots are being shown to have been fired prior to that?
Yes.
And how do we know that?
I can see, or in the courthouse video, it shows the casing ejecting from the firearm. It also shows the ricochet off the concrete plant.
Okay.
Prior to them hitting the ground.
So Mr. Fox hadn't been hit at that point, correct? If you're seeing a ricochet in one casing.
Happening now,
I would assume so.
The judge denied Etherly's release today, citing violent posts he's made on social media. Etherly is also facing a $1 million bond in the Montgomery County case.
Leave his ass in the jail. Okay, we have anybody who is racially violent should not get bail to get out and terrorize my people. Okay, and if you've already popped some damn body, leave him where he at. Okay, leave him in there. Okay, leave Chud, the pedophile, allegedly. To me, he looked like he do bad stuff. We just have to wait for the evidence. Anyway, he locked up, still locked the fuck up. Y'all take one good little minute. Okay, we ain't got no thumbnail. We got a thumbnail. Y'all take one little minute to like the video, and then we'll get into the celebrity things.
First on Fox, we have a Fox 5.
And we are back. Okay. So what I want to get into first. Let's do some Knicks stuff. I had to move some things around because I had all other at the bottom. Okay, one, congratulations. Okay, congratulations to the Knicks, the New York Knicks, who won against the San Antonio Spurs. They won for the first time in 53 years. I said, damn, bitch, 53. Now, because I'm 44, and the Pistons won, I believe the Pistons won in 89. They won in 89, 90. And I want to say like in 2003 and maybe 2004. So I recall being young and when the Bad Boys won back in 1989 and 1990. I also remember when they won in like 2000, I think it was 2004. I remember. I'm saying, so I am lucky enough to have, experienced our basketball team winning in my lifetime. So, the fact that they won, again, 53 years away, and it was a good series. It was a good series, even though the Spurs had, these 10, 12, at one point 29-point leads and still lost. The only game the Knicks lost was where the one with Colt 45 was there because he ain't shit. So to me, it was a really good series. Okay. Also, I was happy to see Angela Oakley and also Charles, because Charles Oakley used to play for the Knicks. That's Charles right there. So Charles played the Knicks back in the day. And Charles was banned from Madison Square Garden, and so he has not been allowed back there. So the fact that he wasn't there for the win, okay, in Texas, because he would not have been able to be there if they won in New York. So congrats to them for being around there, girl. Okay. Also, people, bitch, all around New York. I said, girl, they had projectors out. Okay, having the game on the screen. I said, girl, that's how you do it, girl. That's how you do it, girl. So, seeing other people celebrating, life lately has been hard. We have been in a weird negative space because that man is in the White House. And even though I am not a bandwagon sports person. Like, I root for my city. Come win or lose. So I am a Pistons fan, period. However, I wanted the Knicks to win because they're an East Coast team. And seeing all the people celebrate across the world, bitch, I said, that's good. Now, look, New York, I don't know why y'all chose to destroy stuff. I don't know why y'all made the choice to be out in these streets destroying things. Okay, they set some y'all. Why is the cop car all busted up? I don't understand it. I don't. I have never been so excited about something that I destroyed property. Never. Now, I've been pissed off enough to do that. Okay, I've been pissed enough to do some shit, but I don't understand why y'all tearing the front off the bus. And I hope y'all arrest this Caucasian white man doing this shit. Him and these folks too. Okay, why? I'm confused. What did the bus do to you? So seeing the celebration going on, but also seeing the fucking foolishness going on was insane. I just don't agree with anyone destroying property out in the. And I seen it was a taxi driver whose car, his taxi car was destroyed because folks was jumping on the car. I said, now what the fuck? First of all, if you come and jump on my car, I'm shooting you. Pop, okay? You have to die today. But again, all the folks was riot, even the cops, little shimmy. Okay, shake it and whatever. Again, a lot of folks was happy, but I was like, when I saw damage happening, that was stupid to me. That was insane to me. But there were watch parties happening all over the world, especially all over New York, and whatnot. And this brought a lot of people together, and not just folks in New York, because again, the world is tough right now, bitch. Okay, it's tough. There were 63 arrests. Okay, 63 people was arrested after the bullshit. I was like, now why was y'all setting buses on fire? Now the kids can get to school. Y'all destroy people's cars. Can you imagine parking your car outside and going to the Piggly Wiggly and you come back and it's destroyed? Because Spider-Man, what is wrong with y'all? So, a lot was going on. I'm like, again, I don't, how does this fire even start on the school bus? Who brought the lighter fluid? Okay, why y'all beating somebody a cop? Get up. Again, I am like, this. What's the reason? What, even when the Knicks lost game 3, and there were Spurs fans who were like beaten up and attacked, I said, no, what? Why aren't y'all attacking the fans? What did y'all do? It was just a lot of bullshit, okay? But congrats to the Knicks. They will each end up splitting. I think it was like an $11 million like payment or whatever, and they're all getting about $770,000 to split for championship. It was a good game, bitch. Carl Anthony Townsend, who has been out here bigging up Jordan, and they were, I have a picture of it. They were Jordan's bag. I thought I had it. I guess I didn't. Oh, right here. Jordan's bag. The lucky bag. Okay. That when she did not take that bag to game 3, they lost. Okay. So she has that bag, a mini version on her website. I think it was called Woods by Jordan. Jordan by Woods. But every time it's called Woods by Jordan. And I love the fact that Carl was, Carla, he was making sure to big up her and her brand. He will always say, the bag, Jordan's bag, what he kept shouting it out. And her bag sold out because I went to the website, bitch. And the person, now it's a mini version of that. And the mini version costs $125. And they had it also orange and also blue. But they sold out. And the amount of support that he is showing Jordan in her business, because again, that's fiance. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's amazing thing. And the funny part was, look, petty moment. People kept saying, Chloe was hoping Tristan and her would be that, and it's not. And look at Jordan. She's thriving with her business and her man, my man. He also be doing, they have on her page too, on his TikTok page, he has these like mini documentaries or whatever about the series. I think right now we're up to game 4 on it. But seeing him, preparing for the game, but also as he's preparing, you see Jordan like around too, helping, being his support system. And even when I would see her get ready with me, and she's whispering because he's resting. So I love because y'all know I'm still pissed at the Kardashian why they did it, girl. And I'm happy that she used to be in their shadow. She was Kylie's friend. And then the whole shit with her and Tristan happened, and they tried to destroy Jordan. They tried to ruin that girl's life. They tried to ruin her reputation while Chloe was still sucking Tristan's dick. And it still pissed me off how they tried to ruin her. And what I loved is Jada and Will and them had her on Red Table Talk, and they rallied against her, with her, to be sure that she was okay. And now all these years later, she's great. You know what I'm saying? I love Jordan. Congratulations, confetti. Also, so whenever a team wins a championship, they get a parade. So the parade is tomorrow. Okay, the parade begins at Battery Park at 10 a.m. And it's the thing. I won't be there. Okay. They say, hey, bring water, wear comfortable shoes, expect transit delays and road closures. Get there early because the crowds are going to be insane. I'm pretty sure the only way to get a space there is to go there right now. Go and camp out. Okay, you can't show up on bitch, show up on Wednesday. Okay, show up on Wednesday because the Knicks fans. Okay, shut up and shut out. And then Jalen, is it Jalen Brunson? Yeah, 45 points in Game 5. 45 points in Game 5. He was MVP. Again, great series. Now, when teams win, they go to the White House. Okay. But no team has really went to the White House since Code 45 has been around now. Okay. But allegedly, the Knicks will be the first team to visit the White House with that man around there. Okay. Now, this is, and I don't know. I should have asked him, but he may be. If you up, who was James Dolan? I'm finna be maybe because y'all know him be having to go to bed because he gets, he works. So I'm up here working. He's in the bed. Who is James? Why can't I type? I can't see. Dolan. Why I say Dylan? I said Dolan. So it says James. He's a chairman, but I'm like, oh. Thank you. Y'all know I learned from him. I get, most of my stuff through him, and he be sprinkling things in here. So my question is, he's the owner of the Knicks. And if he's saying, hold on.
Are you looking forward to the celebration at the White House?
As a matter of fact, thank you for asking me that. We just did receive an invitation from the White House, which we accepted.
Now, when he say we accepted, okay, when he say we accepted, I feel like he means the management. Okay, management said, "Ooh," the same way the motherfuckers that invited Code 45 to Game 3 and they lost. I feel like the response Code 45 got at Game boo. I feel like based on the reaction of the fans, I don't understand why the team would want to go to the White House. I don't understand that. Oh, this the motherfucker blocking Charles Oakley? You tackhead bitch. I don't like you.
We still have to figure out the details, etc. But yes, of course. I mean, look, I invited the president to come down for the game. Right, he is a friend. I've known him for 30.
That motherfucker ain't shit. He don't care about me, you, nothing.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that? I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about it.
She is a goddamn liar.
She is a motherfucking liar, is what she is.
We don't like you. Not today, not ever. Okay? Fuck your friend.
30 years, and I'm very proud to bring the team to the White House.
You said you were privileged that a sitting president came to the Garden. First time ever for a finals game.
First time ever for any NBA finals. Yeah.
That's right. And then you guys get to go back and be celebrated for the entire country to see at the White House.
Politics should not be in sports. You own the team, cool. You cool with that punk ass motherfucker. Fine. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck his wife. Fuck his diapers. Fuck his orange hair. Fuck his orange skin. Okay. I feel like him saying, yes, we're going, bitch. I'm not, look, if the CEO at my job said, hey, that white man in the White House want us, I'm not going. No. Y'all can go. Take the coaches. Okay. Take the folks who ain't playing. Take whoever that wasn't on the floor. I'm not going. We're going.
She is a goddamn liar. She is a motherfucking liar, is what she is.
We're going.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
He's my friend.
Shut up. That is so stupid.
But we had to figure out the logistics.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's weird.
Get the from out of here. Okay. So we shall see if management go to see Code 45 or if the team shows up smiling, shaking hands with him. Now, the fact that the starting five looks to be 5 black men. Now, again, I don't know. Look, I know Carl because he's with Jordan. Okay. I now know Brunson because he scored 45 points. Okay. I know OG because he don't smile. No, that OG? No, I don't know. And I know, I think it's OG who don't smile. And I know the light-skinned one with the white shirt on because I'm like, oh, we got a black wife. So I know little pieces of them, but I don't know them and all or whatever. But again, I just wonder, and I seen somebody say, oh, Brunson has a white wife. So what? I don't think Brunson having a white wife has anything. Actually, I don't know. I may be dumb. I may sound stupid because is Brunson a Colt 45? I don't know. Because I don't know these people. I only know Carl because he's with Jordan. That's the most that I know. Okay. I mean, congrats to them. But if you motherfuckers go around there shucking and jiving for Colt 45, I would be upset. Because the Pistons wouldn't go. I don't think the Pistons would go to Colt 45's house. It's just not gonna happen. Okay. Chris Tucker says he has been celibate for 3 years. Like current years, said during a recent stand-up performance, he said, hey y'all, guess what? I have not had sex in 3 years. He hasn't had intercourse sex. Has he not had oral sex? Has he not had self-imposed sex? Okay. The 53-year-old man made the admission while joking about dating and relationships and whatnot. He told the audience he's been celibate for the past 3 years, prompting laughs and shocked reactions to the audience. He said he kept it more lighthearted. There was a surprise to hear him, openly discuss such a private aspect of life. Look. A lot of people may not. It depends on what his definition of celibacy is it can depend on what his definition of no sex or sex is. Because let's say, for instance, if he's saying, I have not had sexual intercourse with a vagina in 3 years. However, I routinely self-pleasure to release any energies that is built within myself. I'm not, well, then you're not really celibate. You're just not fucking. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he says, I have not released any orgasmic energy at all in 3 years, not by myself or with someone else. That's a lot. Because I feel like once you're no longer a virgin and you pop your cherry, even if you are, because you really can't be out here fucking anybody. It's dangerous. Okay, it's dangerous. Right? So you do want to find you a safe haven to enjoy things when you want to enjoy things. However, I just wonder what he means. It ain't my business either, so it doesn't matter. But again, when someone says I've been celibate for the past 3 years, like with yourself or with other people, do you mean that you have not put your penis into someone's vagina? Or, have you not got no head? Because to me, celibacy to me means no, you're not having any orgasms. You're not rubbing, touching, jerking, nothing. And you are fully non-sexual. To me, that's what celibacy should mean. But some people do it in different ways. They will be like, I'm just not having sex with other people. However, to calm my nerves and to prevent me from going insane, I might self-release. And even their self-release may be very structured. They may self-release once a month. They may self-release, once in 6, or they may not do it at all. So I do wonder what his definition of celibacy is. Either way it goes, if he's been leaving his penis be for 3 years, that's great. I feel like do what feels right to you. Do what feels right to you. If you choose, in this day and age, one, you can't fuck strangers because they're strangers. And to me, stranger sex is boring because if I meet you and we go out for dinner or whatever, I can't fuck you because one, I don't know your status. Unless you bring me your documentation, we can't have sex. Because I don't want to even have condoms sex with a stranger because I feel like what if it breaks? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to build up to even being comfortably sex with a stranger. Part one. And then two, let's say we do, okay, I seen your results or whatever. I don't want to give you head. I don't want to suck. I don't want to get some. I don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to build up to, in my opinion, you have to build up to giving someone head. That's a very personal thing. It's very face-to-face situation. So like random sex don't even really work. It's not fun because it's not free. There's a lot of rules. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not careful, and then what if he can take the condom off you? He can say all these things that happen. He can kill you. Okay. So sometimes celibacy works, or you just find someone who you know and who you trust, and you want to, and you do it. That's fine. But if you're not having intercourse, you should be able to self-pleasure yourself until you find someone you trust to bang, bang, bang. Okay? Find that safe haven. So I'm like, it just depends on what his definition of celibacy is. And if he, how, because if you're out here self-celebrating, Okay? So celebrate. 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 Yeah. Oh, Serena and Venus are going to play doubles together. This gonna sound mean. It might. I don't know. I don't know. Am I being a bitch? Because I feel like I want them to retire. Like a part of me, like LeBron, I want LeBron to go sit down somewhere. I do. I want LeBron to go sit down somewhere. Not that I think Venus and Serena can't still play. Not that I think they're like old and washed up, but a part of me feel like, what's next? Do you keep coming back because that's all you know? You know, it says their last title was in 2016, so they won. They got it 10 years ago. So just a part of me feel like not go away and be nobody. Because you're Venus and Serena. You're Serena Venus. You know what I'm saying? But a part of me also really wants them to start the next generation of tennis superstars. A part of me wants them to help curate the next round of greats. Okay? The next round of Black greats. So I'm not against them being back this year. That's great. Okay. However, I also still wonder, what is their next thing? You know? But again, they are set up like doubles together at 1%. Congratulations. Confetti. Dame Dash. So Dame Dash did a Jay-Z diss song, I think, with a white woman. And it is saying cheap teeth. Cheap teeth. Is the white woman who we call Aaliyah supposed to be the one dissing Jay-Z? I was confused.
I'm sorry. I know it's elder abuse, but somebody needs a spanking, and I think that it's you.
Cameron commented and said, all jokes aside, I really have secondhand embarrassment. This is sad. I'm sorry, everyone, that he turned out like this. We're going to do a case study to see what happened to him. This may be a get out situation. Anytime you as a Black man is writing this song against your old homeboy, and then some white woman who you say is a white gay Aaliyah is this is bitch, what?
Who the fuck disrespects that OG? The motherfucker. Helped you and he helped me, and I think it's looking plain to see.
He helped you and he helped me. Bitch, we don't even know you. We don't know. We don't know you, your name, your race, your credentials. He didn't help you. We are nobody. No shade, because everybody is somebody, but you can't.
You're starting to look gay like Jason B. And your man very breast stink too. Matter of fact, all y'all breast stink. Y'all the breast stink crew. Breast stink crew. Breast stink crew.
Again, that's our friend. Dame Dash is very much so a lame. Dame Dash is very much so holding on to all of the clout he thinks he can get from Jay-Z mentioning him at the Roots picnic. If we can just ignore Dame Dash and you know what, like when Irv Gotti died, before Irv Gotti died, he was on that Ashanti, rant. He was, oh, she sucks, and oh, I helped her. He was on that kind of attack Ashanti vibe. So when he died, it was like, well, damn, we said he died. But before he died, we was aggravated with him because of his antics. And I'm not wishing death on Dame Dash, but I am saying the way you are going out is sad. And I would hate to wake up on Tuesday and they say, oh, Dame Dash and died, child. His teeth fell out and he didn't recover. He's up there with Jesus. I think most people would say he died alone. He died alone. And even though he was once a part of the biggest thing in hip hop, which was Rock Nation, he could not find his footing once that crumbled for him. You in a fucking sprint van with fake teeth with a white girl talking about teeth. And the beat is horrible. Who made the beat?
We was looking for the huckleberry and we're glad it's you.
That's a horrible beat.
P.U. P.U. P.U.
I'm not wishing death on that man. All I'm saying is, if Dame was to perish any day after today, it would be like, oh, he went out bad. He went out bad. And going, you don't have to be still on a top label and still like popular to be a legend. But he chooses to be so fucking lame that if he passes away, that would be the conversation. In the last couple years of his life, Dame was related to the lamest shit in the world. Okay, he was out here rapping about PU with some white girl in shades and white socks. His teeth couldn't stand his mouth. It would be more joke than anything else. Jesus fix it. Floyd Mayweather accused of writing a $200K bad check to buy a luxury watch. Why you writing a check? Whenever I see these rich men always up here bouncing on social media with a whole bunch of cash, and then you would have, first of all, who write check? Well, you know what? You do have like a cashier check, but why are you writing a bad check? Okay, so Floyd is facing two felony charges in Vegas after prosecutors say he wrote a bad check for a luxury watch. Per court records, Mayweather was charged with theft and passing a check without sufficient funds with intent to defraud, meaning you wrote someone a check that you knew the bank ain't had the money in it. And because, back in my day, okay, you could write a check and you knew wasn't no money in that account. And it was you bouncing checks. I feel like most places you go to buy something from doesn't even accept checks. They may accept a cashier's check, or they may maybe a money order. Okay. However, if you're writing a check that doesn't have the funds to cover it, it's fraud. Okay. He wrote a $200,000 check to luxury resale store Gold and Beyond in 2024. Bitch, in 2 years, well, almost 2 years, December 24, almost 2 years ago. Despite not having enough money in the account to cover it. And let's say that Floyd has 4 checking accounts. Okay. 3 savings accounts, all these accounts. And maybe he don't know what's in what. Maybe he had to move money from check-ins to savings, but I don't know. Maybe he thought he moved the money and he forgot. That's cool because maybe you forgot. However, in the past, almost 2 years, a year and a half, Why have you not paid the bill? An attorney appeared on Mayweather's behalf during a court hearing on Monday. His next court date is scheduled for September. If you are Floyd Money Making Mayweather, okay, and you have all this money in suitcases, child, on the couch, in the car, if you was trying to buy a watch for 200 grand, you would just pay that bill versus having to go to court. Is my opinion. Because I get it. Wealthy people can have, regular folk can have more than one account because sometimes you do want to divide and conquer across the board. However, if someone told you, hey, that watch you tried to get in December, you gave them the wrong account number. The check for that account did not have the money in it. They need their money. Okay, cool. Pay it. Pay it. Now they gonna do him how they did R. Kelly because he can't read. Floyd do look a bit rough sometimes. You know, bad people around Floyd, whoever the horrible financial decisions he should have followed. Yeah, Shaq is rich, but Shaq is rich and smart. Shaq is rich and smart, and I think I don't think I've ever seen Shaq like at a somewhere flaunting money. I've seen Shaq at a fucking Home Depot. I've seen Shaq at a grocery store. I've seen Shaq at a Walmart, at a Myers, and I've seen him in these locations, not with cash on hand, with a fucking debit card, paying for people who are in there shopping. Oh, you're a mom with 2 kids? Fill up your basket. I got it. Oh, you need a new washer and dryer? Get a new washer, dryer, and a fridge. What I've seen Shaq do that. To me, that's how you flaunt wealth. Shaq don't have to show up on the camera or whatever holding $1 million cash. Shaq show up with a goddamn debit card, a credit card, or whatever kind of card, swipe these, and he's paying for other people's shit. He's helping up because he's like, I'm so fucking rich, I don't need shit in here. Or if I do, because at one point I seen Shaq, it was I think maybe years ago, but he was like he had just moved somewhere and he needed all new shit. He just went and bought all new shit, and because he was spending so much money, the car got declined because they didn't know it was him. But you know, I have consistently seen Shaq on many occasions at a regular place shopping, but he also has bought the regular folks in that store stuff. Hey, all the folks in line right here, all your shit is on me. Hey, go fill your card up. All of it is on me. So I feel like, Floyd having this 200 grand, court case because of a fucking watch and a empty account, it shows how bad he is. Meaning he's not even smart enough to realize, hey, I probably don't have the money I think I have. He might only have the cash he be flaunting. And that's it. And once you get to a certain point of wealth, you have to ask others for help and ask them to explain how shit works. What am I paying taxes? Okay. What can I give away? What can I donate? What do I have available in cash? Okay. And give me a receipt for receipts. So again, I fully feel like he may not even know he owed the money. When I think about MC Hammer and how he went broke, you know what I'm saying? I think of so many other artists who had all this money. And then even Wesley Snipes, who went to prison for like tax evasion because the fucking accountant fucked him over. So you have to be aware of your own shit and also ask questions. Don't let nobody tell you, hey, write a check for the watch. Okay. It also said the Charters Company's mother is also involved in several other legal disputes, including lawsuit related to unpaid rent. What you renting? Why you rent anything? Unpaid rent And, child, Floyd, hire me. Okay. Give me 20 grand. I'll fix the book. Okay. But again, he gonna go to court. Now 50 Cent trolling. Okay. Damn champ, what the fuck is up? If you need some money, just call me. We could have kept this shit from getting this messy. Now the feds looking at you. I love you, bro. I'm not mad at you no more. Call me. He's a troll. He's a troll. He aggravates my spirit. But again, Floyd, get it together. Mystical girl. First of all, Mystical has been sentenced. Okay, Mystical has been accused of RAPE many times. Okay, this, I have a rule. Anyone can be accused of something that they did not do. And you get one time to say, I didn't do it. I'm innocent. It wasn't me. And we'll give you that one time for you to deny that you did something. However, when multiple women over multiple years have been like, he's the rapist, you're the rapist. You are the rapist. Okay, so now Mystical has been sentenced to 20 years for a RAPE case in Louisiana. Okay, it's like, sir, go to jail, go to prison, go sit down. To me, if you have more than one RAPE conviction, it should be life. Period. Okay. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to third-degree RAPE in connection with 2022 assault at his house in Louisiana. The victim asked for the maximum, okay, saying that he choked her, pulled braids out of her hair, and forcibly RAPE'd her. Mystical's statement to the judge was, if I did that to you, I deserve the maximum. Whatever, you're going to get it. Okay. It says after that, he tried to withdraw his plea, claiming he did not have sufficient opportunities. He didn't, great. I didn't know the consequences. Why not? It ain't your first rodeo. It ain't your first. He said, I was under significant distress and felt substantial pressure to make an immediate decision. This shit happened back in 2022. You've had 4 years. You've had 4 years to come to grips with the fact that you were accused of RAPE, you're in jail for it, and you could go to prison. You can't then say, I felt pressure. Bitch, when? Have you not been having conversations the past 4 years with your attorney? Again, he was convicted of RAPE back in 2004 and went to prison and got out. And then RAPE'd again. So, yeah, send him to prison, 20 years. I think, how old is Mystical? How old is Mystical? He is 55. So if he serves for 20, he will get out at 75 years old. And that's if he's not giving more time. Because for hell, he might rape somebody in prison. I don't know. Yeah, he was in prison for a long time. Which is insane. Because you would think, hey, I already did years in prison for RAPEing. Why would I want to get out and do RAPEing again? Because you are a RAPEer. You are an RAPEer. Stay in there. So, I don't believe anyone with multiple accusations of that and a conviction of that should be able to say, well, I didn't know. You did know. You knew, you just didn't care. And some people think they can get away with it, and you can't. Bitch, you can't. Y'all, Ray J. Just Ray J.
So that was like the kinkiest shit you
But y'all listen to this. I'm gonna get some water. Okay, but y'all listen.
ever did. What's the kinkiest shit you
I mean, I almost fucked this trans girl.
Oh.
Cause I got a lot of trans friends, but I almost fucked one. But luckily,
What you mean almost, gang?
But luckily, I stuck my finger in her pussy, and then it felt like a little what's that thing called? The catastrophic, like the little shit that you can't have babies with.
No, I don't know nothing about that.
So her wall was like this. So then I got up out of it because I'm like, nah, I was fucking this bitch earlier. Her pussy was way deeper. So I turned it down. Come to find out, she was a man.
So she just tucked that bit. Well, he just tucked that bit.
She got her shit cut off like 13 years ago, so it was already a pussy.
Nah, but it was that bit tucked though.
Yeah,
but when they do that, can you go? I don't even want to know, gang.
I sucked on her titty, so I felt like
Nah,
I was
gang,
still
what the
like,
fuck?
violated. I felt gay for like.
You didn't
1
suck on
second.
her. That's a
Shout out to the gay agency though.
Gang.
Shout out to Bussy
What
Baby
the
Back.
fuck,
Shout out to
gang?
Dumpin' D.
Hey, gang. So you mean you sucked on a nigga titties, gang?
And did.
Nah, bruh. I can't make this shit up, Ray J.
Bro, her titties was soft as fuck, bro.
No, there's no way them titties.
Bro, they was real titties, bro.
No.
Bro, I'm not even lying,
Hello?
bro. I'm keeping it personal.
Had to been a big bitch. Hold on, I'm about to text you. I'm about to text you on the stream.
Bitch had a pussy for 14 years, nigga. How you gonna know?
So that was like the kinkiest shit you ever did. What's the kinkiest shit you
I mean,
did?
I almost fucked this trans girl.
Now, first of all,
Cause I got a lot of trans friends, but I almost fucked one. But luckily,
What you mean almost, gang?
But luckily, I stuck my finger in her pussy, and then it felt like a little what's that thing called? The catastrophic, like the little.
I still don't know what you said he felt. I was like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? Was it a wall?
Shit that you can't have babies with.
No, I don't know nothing about that.
So her wall was like this. So then I got up out of it because I'm like, nah, I was fucking this bitch earlier. Her pussy was way deeper.
I don't know why anyone look. There's nothing wrong with you having sex as an adult with another adult. But why are you talking about I almost somebody trans, but because the vagina wasn't deep enough, I stopped.
So I turned it down. Come to find out, she was a man.
So she just tucked that bit. Well, he just tucked that bit.
She got her shit cut off like 13 years ago, so it was already a pussy.
Nah, but it was that bit tucked though.
Yeah, but
when they do that, can you go? I don't even want to know, gang.
I sucked on her titty, so I felt like
Nah,
I was
gang,
still
what the
like,
fuck?
violated. I felt gay for like.
You didn't
1
suck on
second.
her. That's.
Shout out to the gay agency though.
Gang.
Shout out to Bussy
What
Baby
the
Back.
fuck,
Shout out to
gang?
Dumpin' D.
Hey, gang. So you mean you sucked on a nigga titties, gang?
And it's the fact that he said, so you suck. First of all, I don't. Him said Ray J is great at marketing. And I'm like, but what is he marketing? Like, what is he selling? What am I buying? And he was like, himself. Like, he is great at marketing himself to keep his name, his likeness, his image out in the atmosphere. Like, even if he's not selling the product, he is always doing something that gets him in the news. And I'm like, I guess that is marketing because, I can't buy a scooty bike. However, he is marketing himself for these interviews, for these chit chats and all these things. And I'm like, that's just weird, but he's weird too. But I feel like the whole, she was trans. I put my finger up there and it wasn't deep enough. I'm like, maybe she doesn't have a deep vagina. And at what point did you find out that They used to be born, well, they were born male and they're not. Did you not know that before? So, I mean, just, that's your homeboy. It's weird. Nicki Minaj. We are still a no Nicki Minaj support system over here. She still gets a lot of my nerves, and whatnot. Okay, she was on a little podcast talking or whatever, and she now has a change of heart. She wants some forgiveness because she really wasn't trying to put music out that was like demonic.
Do you think the music scene is very demonically organized? Is there a lot of crazy
Now, who asked? Now, why was that question? Demonic?
stuff that happens in there? Can you kind of tell me a little bit about that?
Well, it sure isn't driving people to God. It's, you know, it definitely isn't making people want God more because it focuses on the worship of material things.
Okay.
And we all play a part in it. I've played a part in it, of course. What's that doing, you know? And I guess I feel a sense of responsibility too a lot of the times because a lot of the stuff that I was rapping about, I didn't, you know, I was so young too. I didn't realize that there are young people listening to it and how it could probably make them make certain decisions that wasn't, you know, really thought out. Now, if I could do it all over again, I would have changed a lot of things that I said because I just don't like the idea of thinking that these people will now
Do you think the music scene is very demonically organized?
Grow up wanting to change themselves as opposed to loving themselves, you know? So that's what I think is very demonic about the industry as a whole is that it makes people feel that they're never grow up wanting to change themselves.
In the rise of your career and
So piece by piece, I feel like Nicki now realizes her regular fans either don't fuck with her no more at all, or even folks who kind of fuck with her a little bit is really gonna not fuck with her at all. I think she now wants to jump on the bandwagon of anti-blackness, anti-hip-hop, anti-whatever. Let me say it was demonic music. Let me say, you know, the music is all about materialistic things. Let me say, I now don't want people to look at me or what I did and not know they're enough. It's like, I get her point. I get her point. She had surgery. She thought she wasn't enough. Her ass was done. Her titties, she had work done. Okay, fine, whatever. But I also feel like it's a way to discuss growth and evolution without making it seem like I was a complete fake, phony, fraudulent person rapping about stuff that is bad. It's like, no, you for years talk about how you wrote your shit, how you was the creator of your things. And if your point is I have outgrown who I used to be, I'm different now, cool, whatever. But to try to make it seem as if I just don't want people feeling like they're not enough, bitch, please.
even at just as you're going across your career in the industry.
Who the fuck is a white boy? Why is Nicki Minaj in a brick house? Anyway.
Was there? Well, did you ever just feel like the industry wasn't what you thought it was?
Yes.
And I'm like, I hate it when people interview people who clearly have no idea the genre that Nicki was in when she was an actual rapper. This is clearly an interview with an agenda, with talking points. And it's weird to me that the conversation is geared to demonicness, spiritual warfare. It's like, nigga, not nigga, because he's white. Boy, shut up.
Was it like right away that you realized that, or did it take a little while to realize?
I think it took a little while because in the beginning, and it was a lot of fun. Honestly, we had so much fun rooting for each other. I thought that that's how it would always be. I thought everyone just roots for each other and really wants each other to win. And
when has Nicki ever rooted for anybody besides maybe Wayne, Drake, and Birdman?
You know, I just thought the camaraderie was how it was supposed to be. So it was a beautiful experience in the beginning. I started realizing people are really vindictive in this industry. That if you don't, in other words, like I started realizing that if you don't get money with one person or specific people, they don't want you to get money at all.
She is a goddamn liar. She is a motherfucking liar, is what she is.
We have watched Nicki. Okay.
Whoa.
And
in the rise of your career, and even
that's when I started realizing, like, oh my gosh, what did I sign up for? Because I didn't know that these people would be so territorial over people, you know, that they don't even know, that they don't have any claims to. But that's what it started feeling like. It started feeling like everyone wanted to like stake their claim into human beings, like they were property.
Does she know we can see her?
And if you didn't abide by their rules or put money in their pocket, they would actively try to stop you from making money to feed your family, from prospering in the industry that you love.
Whoa.
Not the whoa.
So that's when a different light bulb went off in my head. Like, what the heck did I get into?
Whoa. Okay. I got a lot of questions, because that when you say that they would stop you from flourishing in general, are you saying outside of just the music industry, like they would try to stop from flourishing in every aspect?
If you're in the music industry, that's the way that's when I started to make money. So everything is kind of the music industry.
Yeah.
It's almost hurtful to me to watch her be so dumb.
Nicki Minaj was the only female rapper in the industry for a while. Nicki Minaj would ruin other people's careers because she felt like she was better than. Nicki Minaj has never been able to get along with anyone. Nicki Minaj has never encouraged anyone to do anything. And I think once she was no longer the golden girl, she felt ostracized. And I think there's a difference. There's a difference between saying the music, the entry in music, whatever. The entertainment industry has wolves who are ready to devour you. We know that it's factual. However, don't get it twisted. Nicki Minaj was a wolf. Nicki wasn't a sheep. Now, I feel like she got a bad deal because she wanted to. A part of me feel like Nicki loved being the only. She loved being the only. And if I can be the only and I'm making my own money, I don't care what's going on. If I'm the only rapper at Young Money, if I'm the only rapper in general, if I'm the only rapper that y'all hear on the radios, I'm fine with that. But then once other women came in the industry who wrote their own rules and did not need a man to back them as an artist, she got jealous. She got jealous. And it's weird to me that she's painting this picture of, I'm this victim. I had no idea what I signed up for. I had no idea that I had to associate and blah, but we'll call out names. Who did it? Because you was signed with Wayne and them. So did Wayne and them fuck you over? Did Wayne and them expect you to not work with anybody else? Who was it? Who was it? Nicki Minaj has not, she's always been the wolf. She didn't become a sheep until women stopped having to go through men for fame. Nicki was attached to Wayne and Drake. That was how she climbed the ladder. They backed her. So she said, fuck everybody else. I'm the best. And when Kim told us then, years ago, about Nicki, we didn't listen. We didn't see it until currently when the Cardis and the Megans and the Lottos and other female artists came about that curved their own lane to walk in. We can't make it seem like she was this innocent bystander who was devoured by the industry and no one protected me. It was just me. That wasn't what it was. Yeah. People trying to call it demonic. That's not people. People like to blame stuff on other stuff when you did what you did. You can't claim for years how much in power you were and now want to make it seem as if, well, I was held back. I was blackballed. You know, it's a very demonic industry. There are many people in the industry who hold their faith, even if they're a rapper. So you can't make it seem that, well, they turn young way but loose. You went down that path. You went down that path. So she wants all this forgiveness about, you know, how her music was whatever back then, and she didn't know. Bitch, you wrote it. Yeah, until 2 days ago, when we said, you know what I'm saying, she's trying to equate, because I support Code 45, now all of a sudden no one can touch me. She's trying to equate the fact that she's now associating herself with Code 45. That's what she's trying to say. Because people didn't stop fucking with her until recently. She stopped being popular and making music that we was really buying a while ago. She was still Nicki Minaj, but now you're Nicki Minaj, support 445, who don't like black people. And you try to put up under the guise of, well, I want to be about God. I don't want to be demonic. It's about the church. And it's like, girl, you can be about your life and the love of the Lord all you want to, but you can't ignore what the part you played in your life. And she tried to blame other people. And that's stupid. There are many people, because I mean, did the gospel artists also sell their souls to the devil? Or just the rappers? Nicki Minaj, girl, go somewhere. I also hate her outfit. I don't understand it. The red wig is cute, but why is your chest puffed out like that? Anyway, child, Dwight Howard and Amy Luciani. He now wants a protective order. Okay, he says, "Hey, she tricked me, Judge. She tricked me. Okay, she made me think about, you know, having a family. You didn't want kids, and she knew she couldn't have no kids, and she tricked me." Okay, Per court documentation from TMZ, Dwight has filed a protective order against his estranged wife, Amy, claiming she has launched a crusade of lies and defamation against him that could cost him job opportunities. Girl, like, what is he gonna do? I feel like once you're accused of, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say it. I'm leaving alone. Among his claims, Dwight says Amy knew she was unable to have children, but denied that fact and actively lied about it. Now look, I will say this. If she knew factually, I can't have kids. Because there's a difference between I can have kids and it might be harder for me to have kids. There's two different things. But if she knew emphatically that she could not have children and she made him think she could, and that she wanted a family with him with new kids and whatnot, I do think that is deception. It's the same equivalent of if you marry a man and you want kids, and he said, I do too, and come to find out he had a vasectomy. If you know for a fact your penis can't produce children, but you make me think you can, I'm upset because you lied to me. So he's saying that she denied the fact and lied about it. Okay, and because he thought she could give him kids, that's why he married her. Which means if he had known she could not have kids, he would not have married her. No, but don't you have kids anyway? You want more kids? I digress. He also claimed that she's been spreading lies about him to his family, friends, and the other mothers of his kids. Has made false statements about him to the police. Now she, of course, denies it all. Okay. He also denies, that he does cocaine. He said, I've never used cocaine. I've never used cocaine in my life. Okay. And her claim that can make me lose jobs. Now, Dwight Howard is a former, I think, does he play? I don't think he plays anymore. He's a basketball player. Maybe he wants to do some sports casting, some news alerts, or something. I'm not sure. But, if he feels like the accusation that he is abusive, that he does cocaine and them drugs, child, and if companies don't want to work with him in whatever realm, and if her allegations are false, that's the thing. Do I know for a fact Dwight Howard does drugs? I have no idea. I don't know that man or the lady. What I do know is they both crazy. He crazy and she's crazy. And when crazy marries crazy, it makes insaneness. Okay. Again, it's an upper that following the two reasons. Yeah. So they're not supposed to like harass each other, but I'm like, sir, give it up. Again, Dwight was awarded sole custody of the house and had to pay Amy $10K to help her move. I'm like, once we divorce, get out of my face. Leave me alone. Chris Brown, the dog mauling trial. Okay, the housekeeper who said them dogs bit me and I want $90 million. Okay, the dogs came after me and someone should give me, and she's suing Chris Brown for $90 million. Okay, for the dog biting her and whatnot. But in court on Tuesday, the judge declared a mistrial. Per Rolling Stone, Judge Huey P. Cotton dismissed the jury after finding out one juror had gone online, researched the case, and then shared information with other people on the jury. And that was a direct violation of the court's instructions, meaning when you are a juror, you cannot look up the case. You can only go by whatever information is given to you in court. Meaning, even if you are not sequestered and you're able to go home, you can't go home. Google Chris Brown dogs. Google you can't do any of that. Even if you know who Chris Brown is, you are supposed to base your decisions strictly on what is being said in the courts room. That's it. To be a juror, research the case, then tell the jury that information that taints the jury. So he said, I have declared a mistrial, and a new jury pool was already waiting downstairs. The judge moved to begin the selection process again. Brown, who had been seated at the different table, was supposed to be the first witness called after a brief delay. But he had a flight to Vegas because he's about to be on tour. He had the newborn and whatever. So this will be back in court tomorrow. Okay, again, child. It's a catch-22 when anybody famous gets arrested, because almost like how can anyone even attempt to act like they don't know who Chris Brown is? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna know who Chris Brown is because it's Chris Brown. So, but yeah, and he just said, "Oh, that's crazy. It's a lot of money. I don't know. Shit happens." So we'll see how the case turns out. Jay-Z. So Jay-Z has the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, and for some reason, don't know why, he is releasing the 30th anniversary vinyl with Target. And I was like, Target? Shay, what are you doing? Look, I feel two ways. I feel like I don't shop at Target anymore. I support the boycott of Target. However, there were also people who said, if you have to shop at Target, you should only buy Black brands who still have a deal with Target. Because when Tabitha Brown was like, I still have time on my contract with them, so I'm going to still have, items at Target. So if you do shop at Target, only buy the Black brand stuff. I don't know why Jay-Z thought to have it released there. I have no idea. I really don't. Like, I don't know why. I also feel like you don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy it. Could it be that before the boycott, this was already in play? I don't know. I'm not going to Target. Well, first of all, and one of my friends put on social media, he was like, people didn't buy the album back in 96. So why buy it now? And if you are boycotting Target, then just don't buy it. So I'm like, for why? For what? Okay. And so, of course, there's a backlash because they're like, why would you partner with Target to sell the vinyl? And we're boycotting Target. Now, maybe he ain't boycotted, which I don't know. All I know is no one really needs to be torn between what to do, because if you are boycotting Target, then just don't buy the album. Even if you are a Jay-Z fan, just don't buy the album. Now, again, Target will exclusively sell a special 30th anniversary collector's edition of Jay-Z's iconic debut album, Reasonable Doubt, starting next week on the 26th. The limited release reportedly includes the white vinyl exclusive packaging, collectibles inside, collectible inserts, and other features aimed at longtime fans. I'm not gonna buy it, but I would have bought it if it was at my local Piggly Wiggly. So I do wonder if Jay-Z would speak out about it. I do wonder if he would comment on how folks feel. I do wonder if he'll explain why the fuck he would release the album there. I mean, I would like to have some kind of conversation, but I don't know if he ever will. But my suggestion is, if you are supporting the boycott, then don't buy it. It's really that simple. Even if you are a Jay-Z fan, if you are supporting the boycott, then just don't buy the album. But some folks feel like all these chains, you know, Target, Amazon, Walmart, you know, all these the big brands, in some kind of ways on some bullshit. But again, if you support the boycott ban, don't buy the album. And that's the best way to show Jay-Z we ain't fucking with it. To me, it's that simple. To me, it's really that simple. And whatnot. Nene, I put, you know, Nene Desperation. Okay, I think I put that on the. I'm gonna do a thumbnail, y'all. It'll probably be up sometime tomorrow. Because it's gonna be bedtime for me in a second. But you know, I put Nene's Desperation. Okay, Nene's Desperation. And the reason for that was on the recent episode, one of the recent episodes of Housewives of Atlanta, Drew had a scene where a guy Nene used to date, right there, this man right here, showed up because Drew's like a makeup artist introduced her to him, and then the makeup artist invited him to this event here. Okay, Drew don't like that man. Okay, Drew was not trying to talk to that man or whatever. It was someone who introduced him to her, and he was around or whatever. So after the episode aired, Nene posted on social media, if you wanted my leftovers, you should have asked for a plate. It didn't even taste good. The thirst is real. Trying to insinuate, oh, you on a thing with my ex. So if you on a thing with my ex, you thirsty. And we like, bitch, you. So this is the video when this was before, either around the time when she first got with that married bald man. She still with to this day, he's still married. And her and the boy was linked in little videos. We see this picture of them, you know, he got no shirt on and whatnot. So she was linked to him. But he was, to me, I'm like, that wasn't your boyfriend? What do you mean? So I'm like, is Nene so desperate to get back on Housewives? She's trying to beef with Drew over a man who seemingly is somebody who, you know, be frolicking with anything. You know what I'm saying? What do you want? Again, Nene and him was spotted out a couple times back in 2021, 5 years ago. And for Nene to go and post that on her social media, I'm like, bitch, what are you doing? How much did you need? You need some money? Is you broke? You have. It's a desperation that is pathetic because that man ain't a leftover. And you are dating a man, because Naomi, to our knowledge, is still married. That man's wife was suing you for alienation of affection with her husband. So why are you talking about anyone and your leftovers when no one connected him to you? No one saw him and said, ooh, that's Nene ex-man. Because all we ever seen was a couple pictures, and this was it for 5 years prior. But that's y'all girl. You know, y'all love making Nene feel like my man. It's like, no. Desperation. I just need folks to stop being desperate. Diddy, two Diddies, and then we can. Which is almost midnight. One child, they keep moving up Diddy's prison date, release date. So, Diddy was given 4 years in prison. Okay. He was first supposed to get out in June of 2028. Okay. That then moved to April of 2028. Well, now he has a date release of February of 2028. My thing is, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. I feel like Diddy is gonna get out when he get out. Okay, but even when he gets out, he has so many lawsuits pending that he gonna have to sit down some fucking where for a while. Okay, he gonna have to sit down, get his money together, count some nickels, count some quarters or whatever, and then attempt to try to have some kind of normal life. But whether he get out, in February 2028 or whatever, what we do know is he's gonna be out this year. So by the time, because when was Diddy arrested? When was Diddy arrested in New York? So Diddy has been in jail since September of 2024. So part of me feel like by the time he gets out in 2028, he would have done roughly 4 years in total. And once he gets out, he has to go to court for all the other charges and lawsuits and civil shits. Okay. Even once he gets out, he still won't have a regular life. No one is going to invite Diddy to a house party. No one is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with Diddy on the regular. So I find solace in knowing even once he gets out, the life he knew would never be the same. And now, Dickie is girl. Now he was for a one here, okay. Don Richard, of Identity Kane, was suing him for sexual assault. Per court documents obtained by TMZ, a federal judge dismissed all claims. Again, the judge dismissed all claims in her civil lawsuit against Diddy. The court found that the majority of her claims were filed outside of the statute of limitations and therefore cannot be refiled. However, the judge did rule that one copyright-related claim can be refiled in New York State. So she filed it in September 2024, alleging sexual assaults and verbally abused. He assaulted her and verbally abused her during the time working together. She also brought up how he owed her some money for things or whatever. So I mean, Diddy's a menace, and eventually he'll get what he's supposed to get. At the end he has to answer to God, and when life is over, and that's what it is. But there are more victims out there that he has done things to, and we know all of them won't get justice. But we now know who he is, and we just act accordingly. Okay. Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, we know that she was not going at it, but Megan was still involved in this legal back and forth with Milagro Grahams, who was the content creator, who was allegedly, she was found guilty of it, but was being told by Tory Lanez to kind of sick her, okay, to get at Megan, and she lost the lawsuit. She now owes Megan $75,000. And while she's appealing that judgment of $75K, she was asking the judge in the court, like, hey, for the storm, I want to hold off paying it. Okay. Hey, court, can you please pause me having to pay her $75K? Okay, I want to put the decision. But she also brings up how she does not have the money to pay for the appeals. I think people don't realize anytime you go to court, anytime you have a lawsuit or whatever, it comes with some kind of fee. There's all court fees for this, for that. So even when you were found guilty of something, you owe someone money. If you want to appeal it, it's an appeal cost to do that. Okay, but Malaga was saying she doesn't have the money to. She doesn't have the money to pay for an appeal. So you want the court to know you don't have the money to pay for an appeal. You don't have the money to pay her, but you kept talking shit. And so Meg team is saying, if she can't afford to pay for the appeal, why would we pause her having to pay us something because she don't have no money? Like either way it go, she should not be allowed to not pay something. Again, they're not saying give us the whole 75K, but you have to make some kind of payments to me if you can't afford to pay the fee to hold off on making payments. You can't say, hey, I'm broke, my income fluctuates, and I can't afford it right now, and expect them to say, okay, cool, don't pay to appeal it, and also don't pay no money back. It's not how it works. You better scrounge up the money to pay the appeal, to hold off making payments. But you, again, be careful when you are out here writing checks your ass can't cash. And you literally got yourself in a bind that you can't afford. And you want Meg and her team to show mercy upon you when you show her no mercy when you was going at her. Okay. And Megan's team says Malaga claim that she can't afford to pay is actually more of a reason to require the bond, meaning you should have to pay the bond on the appeal because we know you ain't got no money. You know, there's no proof that you're gonna pay me eventually, just you can't pay. That's stupid, okay? And not that I ever want a content creator who I don't want anyone to think that we think if you are a small time content creator and you're in a bind, that we should be allowed, to not pay shit. Milagro put herself in this predicament. She purposefully and actively put out false information for attention and clicks and views. And it was fun and games until the court got involved. Okay, stop playing with people in the courts. It will cost you money. Joseline Hernandez was around here on a podcast, and Love and Hip Hop has ended. And Johnson had an opinion on the reason why.
I feel like you really helped put on Love and Hip Hop. Now I heard that it's actually closing down, which is kind of crazy.
R.I.P. Love and Hip Hop.
How you feel about them like closing down?
It was honestly getting so boring, and they was bringing so many nobodies on there. Like you got a bunch of random people that don't nobody know.
Yeah.
Now, when she said they got random people no one knows, no one knew you. You were a random person no one knew. You were no tea, no shade. You were a stripper that Stevie J found, and we did not know you at all. So I feel like even though you grown to be who you are, you came on the show a nobody. No one knew you before Love and Hip Hop, so you can't make it seem as if them following the same formula they've always followed ruined the show. The show just ran for so long, it lost its luster. It did. But however, currently folk were saying the new season was good. I wasn't watching because I got older, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like her notion that, they brought on random folks no one knew. No one knew you, Joseline. Love and Hip Hop made you a success story. So you can't be biting the hand that made you.
Yeah. When we first started doing Love and Hip Hop, of course, you had me.
We didn't know you.
You had K. Michelle.
You can't compare you and K. Michelle.
You had you had some.
You had some big stars.
So you had some big stars on.
You were not a star. You were entertaining. You were not a big star. And K. Michelle wasn't even on the first season of Love and Hip Hop. So what the fuck do you mean?
there, you know? I just feel like Love and Hip Hop kind of fell off just because they, first of all, they couldn't keep affording people like myself to come work.
Joseline, you got high off cocaine, and you and Stevie ran through and fought 89 cast members. Okay. They could afford y'all. They didn't want to. You were a liability.
Because like back in those days, I was making $50,000 an episode. Damn. So I know that was good money. I walked
Real
away
good
from
money.
it too, though, because it was just. It gets to a point where you got, you know, you get tired of like dancing with the devil.
But you are a devil, girl. What do you mean?
You can't continue to dance with it, especially a holy woman like myself.
So who
holy?
Who was the devil?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like you really.
Listen, I ain't here to say no name.
I remember when I first started watching Love and Hip Hop, personally, you were like the one that everyone wanted to see. Like, what is Joseline like?
We're not going to rewrite history. Love and Hip Hop New York started this shit. Chrissy, Cambella, Emily B, of course, Jim Jones. But I'm like, we loved the New York franchise first. When Atlanta came about, we knew Scrappy. Okay. We barely knew who Stevie J was. Because he hadn't been popping in years with Bad Boy. So, yeah, Peter Guns, who was also on, you know, because Peter Guns was on there. I think Yandy came on season 2. I don't think Yandy was on season 1 of Atlanta. I mean, of New York. But I feel like you can't make it seem like, and even that man right there, Atlanta did not pop. New York popped, which made them do Atlanta. New York was that girl. Okay? That girl. And when they did the Atlanta franchise, it wasn't about, and I think, you see, Love and Hip Hop, Love, and I just feel like Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, season 1. I just wonder. It was Rashida. I want to see a picture of season 1 Love and Hip Hop. Was K Michelle on season 1 of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Bitch, I don't even know. So right here on the picture thing that's K Michelle, Carly Red, Rashida, Mimi, Joseline, and Erica. And Erica was only known because she was Scrappy baby mama. Joseline was fucking Stevie J. It was her, Mimi, and Stevie J. Rashida was, you know, put them on, I make I want, you know what I'm saying? Rashida was an artist in that realm or whatever. I don't know about Carly Red. And K Michelle. But I feel like Love and Hip Hop New York started this shit. That's where it started. And eventually, Atlanta came about too. But I'm like, we can't rewrite history. We can't rewrite history, whatever. It's weird. Yeah, the new when Jim Jones was upset at some dude, and Jim Jones like showed up and like strong armed the dude out the little shop. I'm like, what is he gonna kill him? Lord, not on camera. Don't kill him on camera. But I remember when Chrissy beat up, was it Cambella? That was crazy when Erica Mena and was it Erica Mena and Cambella? fighting, and Kim Bella's face, season 1, is a whole different face than Kim Bella the season after that. So I feel like, that shit was crazy. And it's because Kim Bella said that at one point she had fucked around with Fabulous, and that made Creasy like fight Kim Bella and whatnot. Kim Bella, she got beat up twice. How you beat up twice? Girl, don't do that. Yeah, Kim Bella and Creasy, and then also Kim Bella and Erica Mena. And that's what we remember. The New York cast made a way for Atlanta. Now, once Atlanta came on, we liked it. We did. But I need her to understand Joseline wasn't a star because she was entertaining. It's because she was a joke at first. Because she didn't speak English that well. She dressed horribly. And if I recall, bitch, Joseline season 1, what people felt like she was a man in the beginning. Joseline season 1, they talked about her and said, is she a man? Is she trans? So that was a whole thing season 1. Honestly, truthfully, okay? Even how great she looks now, bitch. I remember, that choppy ass wig. Okay, she just looked different back then, and so that was a piece of the jokes that came from watching the show. And she eventually softened up her look. And so it was no longer the running joke about, Joseline, could possibly be trans or whatever, the her and Mimi shit and whatnot. Okay. And the fact that the whole time she was on that cocaine, on that cocaine. So again, her trying to jokingly, tease, the show ended because no, bitch, you didn't make Love and Hip Hop. You did not. The show was made by bringing nobodies who some folk may have knew and not really, but girl, shut the fuck up. Okay, shut the fuck up. What do I got left, y'all? I did Megan. I want to be sure I got the main people that was on my thumbnail. Oh, Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X, he made a video today. Remember, he was arrested in 2025. He was arrested. He had to go to rehab. But y'all listen to him about what's going on now.
I wanted to talk to you guys. Man, it was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to make this, like, not awkward. Because it's really awkward for me. But I wrote down a few notes so I can at least, like, make sure I say the things that I do want to say. First, where I've been in rehab for a few months.
Also, he looks healthy. If you remember the video of him when that whole drug thing happened and all of that, he looked like he was real tired. And I think he looks rested and healthy here.
And since then, I've been, back at home, whether it's in Atlanta with my family or in Los Angeles with myself and friends and whatnot, and trying to ground myself down to earth and get out of my head. I have a therapist now and a psychiatrist.
And some of y'all need that. Okay, sometimes you have to need the therapist and the psychiatrist.
Which has been really helpful. When I got my bipolar disorder diagnosis, I feel like I had known for like the past few years, but I didn't want to admit to it because I didn't want to have to take medication and I don't know, have people think different of me. I mean, I'm already like black and gay. Like, damn, God, give me like, come on, black, gay, bipolar. Like, I'm like living life on like extreme hard mode.
The point is, he's better now. Okay, I'm honestly happy he's been diagnosed because even him admitting that he felt like it was something, did not want to get diagnosed because he did not want a stigma, or he did not want people to look at him in a certain way. And sometimes it's not until you're diagnosed that you realize, you know what, I needed to be diagnosed because I needed the proper help. I needed the proper either medication or the proper therapy to balance myself out. And when you try to self-diagnose, self-soothe, self-medicate, you end up maybe naked outside because you were not leveled. And I'm happy to see him just able to smile, able to laugh, and able to admit he's okay now. I'm balancing myself. He brought up he was working on music and whatever, but he's also focused on his mental health. Because we should not only show people when they're in trouble, because we covered him, the arrests, the drug stuff, the rehab stuff, the court stuff. And so now that he is better and he knows, okay, I have this disorder and I have to be on top of it. I need a therapist, I need a psychiatrist because I want to be good for myself. And I'm just balancing myself out with all of that. That's a good thing. No, I don't want to see our young Black men or young whoever, our young people out here flourishing. We don't want to see them on these drugs and spiraling and then not getting any help because they have this fear of being diagnosed with some kind of mental health thing. And I think the best thing you can do when you feel different, when you feel like I know something's wrong with me, but I don't want anyone looking at me like, oh, look, the bipolar person, this is whatever your thing may be. You feel prejudged, so you ignore it, which makes things worse. And him saying, I'm Black, I'm gay, and I'm bipolar. Oh, fuck. It's like, yeah, but at least you know who you are. And for your mental health struggles or your mental health thing, you can manage it. Okay? Okay, so shout out to Little Nas X. Anyway, y'all, guess what? I'm done. Okay, it is midnight here. We've had almost 3-hour show. Okay, again, I will probably do a thumbnail that will show up tomorrow. But right now, we're done. Okay, we're done. Now, y'all make sure, again, like, subscribe, share, follow me on social media, and all that good stuff. Okay, I am about to go to bed. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. If stuff happens tomorrow, I'll pop out. I'll pop out tomorrow night, possibly. But y'all go to bed. Have a good night. And until tomorrow, I love y'all. I gotta go.